now the streetcar runs from City Market to Union Station, but come Friday, it'll stop here at the plaza.
Well, that is impressive. The Kansas City streetcar line now extends all the way from downtown to the plaza. However, at one time, it extended all the way to Excelsior Springs, St. Joseph, and Topeka.
Ron McCoy is warped.
That's time warped?
Attention. The Kansas City, Clay County, and St. Joseph Railroad is set to open on Monday, the 5th of May, 1913. The line is built to high standards and uses 1,200-volt power. There are 16 passenger cars, 5 freight cars, and 1 service car. Get your tickets now.
The gentleman you see behind me is not Ron McCoy, for I am he, and this program is Ron McCoy is time warped, not Ron McCoy is warped, although you would probably find people to say the latter. And I am here on behalf of Adventures Involving Travels Through Time. Now, that gentleman that you see behind me is Dean Jagger in an episode of The Twilight Zone entitled Static. Now, Dean Jagger was 58 years old when he appeared in that episode. I am about a month away from turning 65. He, in that episode, travels backward through time via an old radio. I'm going to use other means to travel backward through time, and I am about to take a promenade through a nearby park, as you will soon see. Come walking down here on the actual trail of the Interurban Railroad Bridge. This portion of the Westboro-Canterbury Greenway Trail originally served as the right-of-way for the Kansas City, Clay County, and St. Joseph Railroad. The Interurban was a passenger and freight rail system that operated from 1913 to 1933 on 2 routes. One served communities in Clay County and the other served Platte and Buchanan counties. The Interurban provided a convenient and comfortable way to commute from downtown Kansas City to Liberty and on to Excelsior Springs. The entire trip took a little over an hour, and trains were scheduled at 45-minute intervals. Approximately 100 feet west of this marker, the trail passes over a stream on a Luton Arch Bridge constructed of steel reinforced concrete. Interurban trains, which could travel up to 75 miles per hour, were powered by large electric motors. Near this marker is a concrete footing that once supported the structure for the overhead lines that provided the electricity. As hard-surfaced roads replaced the poorly paved roads of previous decades, the Interurban faced increased competition from auto travel and bus services. This right-of-way was abandoned by the railroad in 1933, and utility companies were granted easements, which today are used for modern overhead power lines. These lines make it very easy to visualize the route that the Interurban followed in this area long before development of the Westboro and Canterbury neighborhoods. This is the concrete footing to which I was referring a moment ago. As an aside, as I was approaching that concrete footing, I lost my footing. I slipped on some wet bur oak seeds and I fell flat on my posterior. I hope no one saw me. And onward I trudge to the other end of this trail, where there is more information about this particular interurban. This trail follows the original route of the Kansas City, Clay County, and St. Joseph Railroad through Westboro Canterbury Park. The Interurban provided commuter and freight service to this area beginning January 21, 1913. Located just east of this marker, Wither Station provided a modest wooden shelter for waiting passengers. After crossing Withers Road, the Interurban continued on toward modern-day City Park, past Fairview Cemetery, and through downtown with a stop at Mill Street and Leonard. It then exited Liberty near William Jewell College and continued on to Excelsior Springs. Various features along this trail provide evidence of this once active rail system. Approximately 300 yards southwest of this marker, a cut was graded through a hill to provide the flat roadbed required for the trails. Remnants of a stone retaining wall are visible in that area. 100 yards west of Park Lane, a concrete footing can be seen that once supported overhead lines that powered the Interurban's electric motors. Continuing another 50 yards, the trail crosses a steel reinforced concrete bridge that enabled trains to cross the stream at that location. The Interurban rail system ushered in the era of suburban living for Liberty residents by making it practical to work and shop in Kansas City. In the late 1920s, improved roads and affordable automobiles led a rapid decline in ridership. The Interurban made its final run to Liberty on March 10, 1933. Moss Avenue. This is where the Interurban ran, along what is today Moss Avenue. I am walking the route of this Interurban line. This power station, which was initially constructed to provide power, electricity for the Interurban, which, as I mentioned before, ran right along what is today Moss Street. Down we go on Moss Avenue, turning right, heading down past Fairview Cemetery, all the way down to Mill Street, turning right on Mill Street. The Interurban route emerged from what is now Moss Avenue onto Mill Street, continuing down Mill Street in front of what is today Franklin Elementary School. At one time, there was a portion of track that was visible right in front of the school. In the late 1960s, I remember seeing it on into the early to mid 1970s before it was eventually paved over. And the Interurban line continued on down Mill Street. There's the Liberty Ice Cream Shop. That's approximately the location where that Interurban depot was located.
Here's a newsboy standing in front of the Interurban depot on Mill Street, just east of where Cody's convenience store stands today.
And my adventure continues. I am now at the Martha Lafitte Nature Sanctuary on the trail. For more information about the Interurban, which ran through this area. So I'm getting close to the area where there is a marker which contains information about the Interurban. McGowan Interurban Railway Bridge and Passenger Station. From 1913 to 1933, the Kansas City, Clay County, and St. Joseph Railway provided high-speed electric rail service linking Kansas City with North Kansas City, Liberty, and Excelsior Springs. This commuter and freight railroad was commonly referred to as the Interurban. Accessible via Martha Lafitte Thompson Nature Sanctuary's Rush Creek and McGowan Bridge Trails, or the Interurban Railroad Trail, a well-preserved concrete arched bridge allowed trains to cross safely over Rush Creek. Designed by Daniel Luton and constructed circa 1912, this bridge remains one of the railway's enduring legacies. A small passenger station near the bridge was named after Clay County native Hugh McGowan. Today, the eastern portion of Martha Lafitte Thompson Nature Sanctuary occupies land that was once McGowan's birthplace and family farm. McGowan's parents were natives of Ireland and by 1853 had settled in Clay County. They had 7 children, including Hugh, who was born in 1857. After experiencing the devastating grasshopper infestation of 1875, Hugh decided that farming would not be his life's calling. He struck out on his own and began his career in transportation by driving a horse-drawn streetcar in Kansas City. From those humble beginnings, he went on to develop and manage interurban transit systems in several cities across Indiana and Ohio. McGowan still owned the family farm when he passed away in 1911, just as construction of the Kansas City, Clay County, and St. Joseph Interurban was getting underway. His name, inscribed on the bridge, serves as a lasting tribute to his legacy. The KCCC and SJ system was built with comfort, durability, and efficiency in mind. Its opening in 1913 coincided with the peak of the interurban era, when demand for regional rail service was high due to limited road infrastructure. Sometimes known as the Red Line for the maroon color of its steel coaches, the Interurban provided comfortable and convenient transportation reaching speeds of more than 70 miles per hour. The KCC and SJ typically maintained an hourly departure schedule with trains originating in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. The rail system was comprised of 2 branch lines, one to St. Joseph and the other through Clay County to Excelsior Springs. The Springs route extended for 27 7/10 miles and 26 stops. Passengers who boarded at McGowan Station could travel on outbound trains to Mosby, Crescent Lake, and Excelsior Springs, or on inbound trains to Liberty, Glen Clay Como, Wynwood, Avondale, North Kansas City, and Kansas City. The rise of paved roads and affordable automobiles in the 1920s led to a decline in ridership, and the railway ceased operations in 1933. Today, the McGowan Bridge stands as a lasting reminder of this once thriving interurban network, preserving the history of a bygone era of electric rail travel. With power lines overhead, I'm thinking this is the route of the interurban. There is also a remnant of the retaining wall built along this part of the line, just like the one that was seen back in Canterbury Park. I could be wrong, it has happened once before. Nearing the creek bed, over which a span was built, as you can see. That was built for the interurban, so it ran through here. I believe this span was built in 1912 and then opened in 1913, and the interurban crossed it for 20 years, ceasing business in 1933.
We now return your radio to you until the next episode of Ron McCoy is Warped.
I keep telling you, it's Ron McCoy is time warped. And yes, another episode is coming. I'm being pulled into another fantastic adventure somewhere along the infinite corridors of time. I'm in the year 2025, all right, but I'm exploring the locations of grocery stores that we had. Oh, what's that? I'm in the parking lot of the building that used to house Milgram. Interesting.